I still remember the exact moment my world cracked open. It was a bright afternoon in Los Angeles, the kind that makes you believe everything is perfect. But in 1 second, my heart froze. I was standing near a jewelry store, holding 2 coffee cups. And then I saw him, Liam. My Liam. He was laughing, holding a woman's hand. And next to them, 2 little kids were calling him Daddy. For a moment, I could not breathe. My fingers trembled. The coffee spilled down my wrist. It was not a mistake. It was him. And the woman, she was not a stranger. She looked too comfortable beside him, like someone who had spent years in his arms. That was the moment I realized the man I loved was not just lying to me. He was living a double life. My name is Emma Collins. I'm 28, a freelance designer. And I thought I had finally met the man who would change my life. Liam Harris. We met 2 years ago at a coffee shop in Santa Monica. He was charming, warm, confident, the kind of man who looked at you like you were the only person in the room. He offered to buy me coffee that day. We talked for hours about art, traveling, and dreams. He told me he worked in real estate. He said he had just moved from San Diego for a fresh start. I believed him. For months, he made me feel like I was living in a movie. Morning texts, random flowers, little love notes on sticky pads. He even said, Emma, one day I'll make you my wife. And I fell for every word. Completely. After 1 year of dating, Liam asked me to move in with him. He said, why waste money on 2 apartments when we can wake up together every day? I hesitated, but he smiled, kissed my forehead, and whispered, I will take care of everything. And he did at first. He found a cozy apartment in Beverly Hills, a place with soft beige walls, large windows, and sunlight that filled the kitchen every morning. It felt like home. He handled the rent. He said he had a big project going on, a new real estate deal, and that after this one, we would travel to Europe. He even promised to take me to Paris, the city of love. I believed every promise, every word, because that's what love does. It blinds you before it breaks you. It started small, little things that did not make sense. One evening, I noticed he turned his phone face down every time it buzzed. When I asked, he laughed. It's just work. Clients are crazy even at night. Then he started taking sudden trips. 3 days in San Diego, he had say. Big meeting. But he had leave early, return late, and always smelled faintly of someone else's perfume. I asked once, Liam, are you sure everything's okay? He cupped my face and said, you worry too much. You're my everything. And somehow, those words were enough to silence my doubts. One morning, while he was in the shower, his phone rang. The name on the screen said, Sophia Home. I froze. My heart started pounding. Before I could think, he came out of the bathroom, grabbed the phone, and said quickly, wrong number, babe. That's my client's wife. They're friends. His tone was calm, too calm. He smiled, kissed me, and walked away. But something inside me shifted that day. Sophia Home, who saves a client's wife with a heart emoji. A week later, Liam told me he had to work late again. He kissed my cheek, grabbed his briefcase, and left. But that night, I could not sleep. Something did not feel right. So I did something I had never done before. I followed him. He drove across town. Not to an office, not to a client's house, to a quiet suburban neighborhood near Glendale. He parked outside a 2-story house, pale blue with white windows. He walked up the driveway. A woman opened the door, smiling. She hugged him. And then a little boy ran out yelling, Daddy? I almost screamed. The air left my lungs. I could not move, could not blink. It was like watching my entire life burn down in silence. I drove home in tears. My hands shook on the wheel. I didn't know what to think. Maybe it was not what it looked like. Maybe she was his sister, his cousin. But deep down I knew. The next morning I confronted him. Liam, who is Sophia? I asked. He froze for a second, then smiled like nothing happened. Emma, you are overthinking again. She is just someone from work. I stared into his eyes and said quietly, I saw you, Liam. I saw you with her. And I saw the kids. The color drained from his face. For a long moment, he said nothing. Then he whispered, "It's not what you think." But it was. Exactly what I thought. 2 nights later, he finally told me the truth. He sat on the couch, head down, voice low. "Yes, Sophia is my wife," he said. "We are not together anymore. We have been separated for months." "Separated?" I repeated. He nodded. But when I asked for proof, divorce papers, messages, anything, he had nothing. He just said, "Emma, I love you. You're my future. She's my past." I wanted to believe him. I really did. Because when you love someone, your heart fights your mind. And my heart was still foolish enough to hope. So I stayed. For the next few weeks, he kept saying, "I'll fix everything. I will leave her officially." He bought me flowers, cooked dinner, said all the right words, but he never made a move. And every time I asked, he changed the subject. I started realizing that I wasn't living with my boyfriend anymore. I was living with a liar. One night, I could not take it anymore. I opened his drawer when he was asleep. Inside, there was a photo, him, Sophia, and the kids, smiling at Disneyland. And on the back, the date said just last summer. My whole body went cold. 2 days later, fate did what I could not. I was shopping at a mall in downtown LA. I had just paid for a few things and turned around when there he was, Liam, holding Sophia's hand, carrying shopping bags, laughing like he did not have another life. And the worst part? Sophia looked happy. She did not look like someone separated. I followed them quietly. They went into a toy store. He kissed her forehead. The kids ran to him shouting, "Daddy, come here." I felt my chest tighten. Tears blurred my vision. Every lie replayed in my head. That's when I realized I was not the other woman by accident. I was his backup plan. I went home and sat on the kitchen floor, the same floor where he had once said, "I want to build a future with you." I cried until my throat hurt. I thought about every message, every promise, every moment I had trusted him. And then I thought, who am I now? Just another woman he fooled, another name on his list of lies. That night, I made a decision. I would not scream. I would not beg. I would disappear, because silence hurts louder than any words. So I packed my things, clothes, laptop, a few memories, and I left his apartment before sunrise. I didn't leave a note. I wanted him to wake up to the echo of emptiness. 2 days later, my phone rang. It was him. "Emma, where are you?" I said nothing. He sounded nervous. "Please talk to me. I can explain everything." I finally said, "You already did, Liam, with your lies." Then I hung up. For the first time in months, I felt free, broken but free. But what I did not know was that this was only the beginning, because the truth about Liam, his wife, his past, his real identity, was darker than anything I had imagined. And when I found out what he had done to others before me, I knew exactly what I had to do. Revenge was not just an option. It was the only way to end his game. I moved into my new apartment in California with only 2 bags. One for clothes, one for memories I wasn't ready to burn yet. The room was quiet. Too quiet. No smell of Liam's coffee. No sound of his fake laughter. Only silence. And silence had its own voice, one that reminded me of betrayal every single night. I tried to sleep, but my mind never did. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw him smiling. Not at me, but at her. His real wife, his real family. Days turned into nights, and nights into long stretches of thinking. I had sit near the window, watching lights from other apartments, people laughing, families together, kids playing, and I'd whisper to myself, was I ever that happy, or was it all just a dream? I tried to rebuild my life. I got a small job at a local cafe. The pay was not great, but it was enough to keep me alive and, more importantly, busy. But even there, Liam haunted me. Every time a man smiled, I saw his face. Every time someone said trust, my stomach turned. I was not angry anymore. I was just tired. Until one night, it was 2 a.m. I couldn't sleep again. So I scrolled through my old photos. Liam and me on the beach. Liam cooking pasta. Liam writing "I love you forever" on a napkin. Forever. That word hit me like a slap. I laughed bitterly. Then I cried. Then I stopped crying. Because something inside me suddenly whispered, "He fooled you, but he fooled someone else too." That's when I opened my laptop. I searched his name, Liam Harris. Dozens of results appeared. And then I saw it. His family photo. Liam, his wife, and 2 kids, a boy and a girl. My heart froze. My breath stopped. I zoomed in. The caption said, "Family day with my everything. Sophia Parker." So that was her name. Sophia. And those were the meetings he used to rush to. Those were the late nights at work. All lies. He didn't just cheat on me. He built a second life on lies, and I was his escape from his real world. I couldn't sleep that night. I couldn't even blink. For the first time, anger didn't feel like pain. It felt like clarity. He didn't deserve peace. He didn't deserve to smile while 2 women cried for him. The next morning, I opened a new email. To Sophia Parker. I hesitated. My hands shook. What would I even say? Would she believe me? Would she think I was just a jealous ex? I closed the laptop, then opened it again, and again. It took me 3 nights to write that email. When I finally finished, it was simple and real, greater than, "Hi Sophia, I know this message will hurt you. It's not my intention to cause pain, but to stop a lie that's been living too long. I was in a relationship with Liam for months. I didn't know he was married. He said he was divorced, lonely, rebuilding his life. I believed him, until I saw your photos. I'm sharing this not out of hate, but because you deserve to know the truth." I attached screenshots, chats, voice notes, pictures. Then I stared at the send button for a long time. When I finally clicked it, I felt something break inside me, but also something heal. 2 days. No reply. I kept checking my inbox every few hours. Nothing. Maybe she ignored it. Maybe she didn't believe me. Maybe Liam had erased his tracks again. Then on the 3rd night, my phone buzzed. One new message. From Sophia Parker. My hands trembled as I opened it. Greater than. "Thank you, Emma. I had doubts. You just confirmed them. I'm so sorry you went through this too." That's all it said. Short, cold, but powerful enough to shake everything inside me. I didn't reply. I didn't need to. The truth was now out there, living its own life. A week later, I saw Liam outside my cafe. He looked pale, restless, like someone who hadn't slept in days. He rushed toward me as soon as I stepped out. "Emma, what did you do?" he shouted. People turned to look. I didn't flinch. I just looked at him. He looked smaller than I remembered. "What did I do?" I said softly. "I told the truth." He grabbed my arm, desperate. "Do you have any idea what you've done?" "Sophia left. She took the kids. I pulled my hand back. "She left because of you, Liam. You lied to both of us." His voice cracked. "I love you, Emma. Please. I made mistakes, but I can fix this." I almost laughed. Fix this? Like he fixed my heart. Like he fixed his marriage. I stepped closer, lowered my voice. "You fooled me once, Liam. You fooled her for years. Now you can finally live with yourself, alone." And I walked away. He didn't follow. He couldn't. Days passed. I heard rumors. He lost his job. His wife filed for divorce. His kids moved to another city with her. He lived alone in that big empty house now. The same silence that once haunted me now belonged to him. Sometimes I wondered if he thought of me, if he realized what his lies had cost. But I didn't care anymore, because for the first time I could breathe. I got promoted at the cafe. I moved to a better apartment, small but filled with light. I even started painting again. No lies, no hidden phones, no double lives, just me. Sometimes people ask me why I didn't seek revenge in a louder way, why I didn't destroy him completely. I just smile and say, I didn't have to. The truth did that for me. One Sunday morning, I sat near the window again, the same way I used to when everything fell apart. But this time, the silence didn't scare me. It comforted me. I made coffee, opened my phone, scrolled through the old photos one last time. Then I deleted them all. Every single one. I whispered to myself, this is what freedom sounds like. The doorbell rang. A friend from work stood there, smiling, holding flowers. I smiled back, not because I needed someone new, but because I was finally me again. Sometimes revenge isn't shouting or breaking things. It's silence. It's success. It's walking away with peace in your heart while they drown in the noise they created. So tell me, if someone lied to you, would you forgive them? Or would you let them taste the silence they deserve?